Good morning. This morning we'll be talking about credit usage. It's very important because once we establish credit, there's something called credit usage. And that is the amount of credit that the financial institutions want us to use so that we still look good to the financial institutions. We still look like we're low risk, or we still look like we know how to handle our credit. Okay, so if a credit company loan you money in the form of a credit card, so just say your credit card is $10,000. Well, they say that you can use up to 30% and it not really affect the way the financial institutions look at you. 30% is good usage. However, in the banking institutions, I'm just telling you, they really say that 10% is excellent. So they really look at you and say, oh, well, she knows how to handle credit, or he knows how to handle credit. If we start using 70%, 80%, so just say if we got, just for easy math, say if we got a $1,000 credit card and we start using 700 of that, it does not look good. Or if we got $10,000 credit card and we start using 700, then that's 70%. And that really looks bad on your rating, because what a lot of us don't understand is the banks have what's called a bank rating, and that they're calculating how we handle our credit, and usually that's on a quarterly basis. So every 3 months, they're looking at the fact that how you handled your credit in those 3 months. So, and then, the next 3 months start. So you want to make sure that when you are established credit, that you handle it, like a pro. You go in there and you don't spend everything that is available to you. And if we are making really large purchases, and so then our utilization go up, we want to make sure that we're able to pay it off before our due date. We want to pay our balances off. And once we're able to do that and really get our credit at the, at a stellar rating, then we'll be able to get some other perks. And so the banks, they're in business, so they want to make money. They need to make money in order to stay in business, right? But what we're doing, we're learning how to also run a business. And when I say a business, I don't really mean a LLC or a S corp or that, but I mean the business of our household and our finances. Look at your finances as your business, because it truly is. If you're gonna excel or do some things in the marketplace. So what we want to do is be smart about our finances so that we will be able to qualify for more. But if we don't know how to handle little, then God won't bless us with the lots. We have to first learn how to handle what we have. So if we're extended credit for $1,000 and we spend the $1,000, then the creditors, they frown on us. The next time, they probably, may even take your credit limit down. But we're trying to get our credit limit increased, not taken down, because, if we're in our 30s and 40s and maybe even 20s, we're looking at the fact that we want to buy a home or buy a boat or buy whatever we're, trying to buy, but we need to get ourselves in position. Okay, so we talked about the 5 pillars in the credit report. And remember, payment history being one. So we want to make sure that we're paying our bills on time. Amount of debt. So again, debt to income ratio, credit history length. So they really want you to have about 10 years. And we'll talk about every time we open new credit, it really brings that length down because it's an average. So what they do, they'll take the longest debt that you have open and the newest, and then there's an average. So even though you may have had credit for 30 years, but if you get new credit, every time you get new credit, it's an average. So it brings it down a little, but that's okay. If you're using your credit to further advance your good agenda. We talked about credit mix, and then the amount of new credit, like I just spoke about. So anyways, once we get all those things taken care of and our credit is looking really good, what I'm going to talk to you about next on another video is positioning yourself so that you can win. So now you can get 0% introductory credit cards, and so that's where we want to be, because if you're paying 0%, then it's like asking your uncle down the street or your auntie down the street to loan you $1,000, and you pay them back $1,000. No strings attached, nothing else added, nothing else taken away. So that's a really good position to be in, because it's win, win, win. And all we trying to do is win, win, win. All right, so let's be adults about our business of credit. Let's be adults. And when we know better, we do better. And our people perish for the lack of knowledge. So be blessed. Get to it.